Let's go for our walk.
Earlier in 2016, the Taylor family celebrated the end of a tiring but extremely significant and satisfying journey and the beginning of a new chapter, filled with a sense of joy they had envisioned for over 8 years. It's a tale of heartbreak, persistence, and infinite love, and it all began many years ago when the couple first met and started to talk about adoption.
I just said, this is something that I feel is just meant to be for us, and are you open to that? And he was.
It may have been the biggest decision of their lives up to that point, but their minds were made up, and their hearts were fully engaged as they began the process for international adoption. What they may not have been prepared for was the wait. Both international and adoption within Canada can take an average of 2 to 3 years. For Stephanie and Mike, it was much longer. It even overlapped with the birth of their 2 daughters, Chloe and Brooklyn.
When the girls were young and when they were both born, we moved our file to an kind of inactive, is what you called it. So if you include those 2 years that we were inactive, our whole process was 9 years.
Over the years, the couple have had 2 referrals fail due to various reasons, and in 2015, 8 years after starting the adoption process, they received their 3rd for an infant in Ethiopia.
We spent a long time talking about, what if this one doesn't come together as well? Are we emotionally able to open our hearts up and take that chance?
Steph stepped up on the 3rd referral and was really excited, knew it was going to work. She was convinced 100% that we're traveling, this is going to happen. Like 6 months from now, we will be home and we will have a daughter.
I knew, yeah.
At the beginning of 2016, Stephanie and Mike traveled to Ethiopia to finalize the adoption. It was then that they first met their daughter.
With all of my heart, I do not feel any differently than I did the day Chloe was born, the day Brooklyn was born. The minute they walked out of the orphanage with Nala in their arms and I saw her, that was our daughter.
The couple received full custody soon after their arrival, but were faced with a daunting amount of paperwork before their daughter could leave the country. During this time, many parents will travel home, returning when the process is finalized. But for the Taylors, it was different. They knew they needed to be with their new daughter. With Stephanie traveling back to Canada, Mike spent his time with his daughter Nala in Ethiopia while completing the paperwork.
We just thought, if we have to go back and forth, because obviously our other 2 were here at the time, then that's what we would do. So when I first returned after that first month, I had no idea if Mike would be far behind me, if he'd be 6 months behind me.
After 5 weeks on his own, the paperwork was complete, and following a 30-hour flight, Mike and Nala finally arrived in Canada to meet their family.
Dad, who Mike? Mama.
That moment was a pretty amazing moment, I think, for both of us, because it was that moment she stepped foot on Canadian soil. And that was that moment, sorry, it's emotional, that we had talked about for so many years through our process. When we stand on Canadian soil, that's when we just know we made it. We made it.
Nala will turn 2 in January and continues to develop and thrive with her new family, especially with her sisters Chloe and Brooklyn.
I feel like she was never gone and she was here when she was first born.
Yeah, I feel like she was here forever since I was born, so it doesn't really feel like a change.
I know that we're giving her an opportunity for sure at a life, but she's given us something that it's something that I can't even explain almost, what she's given us and given our family.
Although she's learning and developing as part of Canadian culture, the family understands the importance of staying true to Nala's African heritage and finding ways to blend the two cultures within their home.
She's going to know, exactly where she's from, what her story is, and she's going to be the first one to hear it.
We will be wanting our two older girls to understand everything about where Nala came from. It's who we are now. It's our family. So yeah, we're not taking her from her culture. We're blending two cultures together.
For more information about international and Canadian adoption, you can visit bcadoption.com.
Whether it was 2 years, 3 years, or 9, like it was for us, once it's complete, it feels like 6 months.
Reporting for Go on Shaw TV, I'm Brendan Osborne in Kelowna.